platform so they can be constructive participants and part of our our community. So that's important.
And we got to give students purpose. And our educational system is one that I work with educators, and I know and understand how frustrating it can be when students don't feel that they have a purpose. And that's really the hope behind the PI Innovation Centers. They begin to develop purpose when they can get their hands into different things that they just have not had exposure to, and that's what it's all about.
Okay, well, that's great. And all right, so how long have you been in the system?
This is coming up. I'm 17 and a half years into the Bradley County educational system.
Are you kidding me?
I'm not.
Tom, he doesn't look much over 20 himself.
He doesn't.
He started age 3?
Well, in Tennessee, you do things a little different here. It's like getting married. You get married when you're 15.
This is a family show now. I mean, I'm sure there's not many kids that listen to it, but anyway, maybe not any adults either. But the point is that, I'm very impressed with your expertise and your communication skills and your ability, and obviously Mr. Cryan, as he's been praising you forever. And
thank you, Mr. Cry.
And anyway, obviously you've got something to offer, and I see. And in the short time I've known you, which basically is right now, anyway, I see a bright future for you too. And obviously, you have proved. What was your what did you do in the county before you took up the Goal Academy?
Well, I've had a fun term. I actually got hired originally by Miss Vicki Beatty years ago in 2000. I came to Lee University after I left Elon University. Elon College, it was in that transition at the time, and needed a job. And so Miss Beatty hired me to go over with Mr. Bill Robertson, Chief as they know him.
Chief.
My hero.
That is right.
One of a kind.
He was an amazing man.
Good man.
Yep.
Got to crack a lot of walnuts and play some chess with him. But
I bet.
But anyways, Chief, I got the opportunity to go over there and work with him, and my job was to work with special needs students on that Horizon site. Years ago, we had the old Botman Home students, and I think they burnt our cafeteria down over there at one time. But worked over there until I graduated as a teacher's assistant, and then went over to Ocoee Middle School. Mr. Bill Winters, who's now one of our county commissioners.
He's my district. He represents me.
And he hired me and got my start coaching football over there at Ocoee Middle School years back, and had a great team, Shane Evans and Todd Burkhart and Duke Snyder. And we had an awesome run over at Ocoee. And then Scott Webb, who was up at Walker Valley in those days, found it in himself to give me a high school job. So went up there and continued to coach football and got my feet wet administratively with Mr. Danny Coggin, and began to work in the special education field up there over the administrative duties, handling students. And then Mr. Johnny McDaniel came into the director's seat, and he asked me if we could come down and start the Goal Academy and do something really outside the box with alternative education. And with alternative education and Goal Academy, typically teachers are placed in alternative education because they haven't done their job on their home campuses. And that's kind of a secret in alternative education that only educators know. But it's typically been a place where
I've been there.
where you sent teachers.
Not on the job, but I've been in that situation.
That role. Well, that typically is where you sent teachers that weren't cutting it. And Johnny McDaniel gave me the opportunity to hire the teachers that wanted to be there. And that's what really has changed the dynamic down there. And Dr. Cash has also operated with that premise and given me that latitude. And that's really has been what developed that program to be what it is today.
That's good. Okay, folks, Coach Schriver here in the morning show. And as it would be for the last 15 minutes, we're back online thanks to my tech coming in and fixing that for me today. But we are back online at whoopfm.com. Click on live for the last 15 minutes here, and we're sorry about that earlier. Evidently over the weekend, something went wrong with with the technology. And as you know, when technology works, it is wonderful. And when it doesn't, we have a lot of problems. But anyway, Coach Schriver here on the morning show with Mr. Kyle Page from the Goal Academy, Bradley County Schools, and Mr. Tom Cassida, our councilman on our city council. And sure glad to have them with us. Excuse me. If you've got a question you'd like to ask these gentlemen, 614-5553. We'd love to hear from you. And we're still gonna pick Mr. Page's mind here. I know he needs to get back to work, but again, we want to keep these intelligent people as long as we can, because we like to hear that good constructive conversation that they have to offer to us. So right now I'm gonna try to give you a Christmas song. I'm gonna try something I haven't tried. So I'm not sure that I can do it, but so we're going to experiment to see if I can accomplish this without creating a big problem. So we'll see what happens. My favorite Christmas song.
I'm dreaming of a white Christmas, just like the ones I used to know, where the treetops glisten and children listen to hear sleigh bells in the snow. Dreaming of a white Christmas, with every Christmas card I write. May your days be merry and bright, and may all your Christmases be white. I'm dreaming of a white Christmas, just like the ones I used to know, where the treetops listen and children listen to hear the sleigh bells in the snow. I'm dreaming of a white with every Christmas card I write. May your day be merry and bright, and may all your Christmases be white.
All right, here we are back at Whoop FM Morning Show with Coach Schriver. 99.9. 614-5553. Give us a call. Mr. Page is still with us. Mr. Cassida. Been a great morning. I can't believe how fast this hour went. 50 minutes. But anyway, still got a little time left. We're still going to pick Mr. Page's, Mr. Page, look at him, Kyle, excuse me, and in the school they can call him Mr. But anyway, we sure do appreciate. Now, folks, this is what I've been trying to develop here last week with the Cleveland City Schools, and I mean with those 4 people that came in last week, 5 actually, Mr. Taylor. But again, just the information and the knowledge that these people are putting out there for our community and trying to do the work in our community is so crucial. And it's something so many of us, we just assume it so much that everything is, is being done properly. But when you hear these people talk and you observe them, And see, this is probably the case in most cases, that I'd say probably less than 5% of our community really gets the opportunity to observe and get around our educational system, getting into the schools, especially those who don't have current students. You know, your kids have grown and gone through the systems and all that. But we really don't have that much of an opportunity to really get down and get dirty with these people and ask questions and hear what's really going on. And I think it's important for people if they really care and want to know what's going on in our educational system. And that was the purpose of this month's dedication to public education in Bradley County and Cleveland. So far, I have not been disappointed at all. This is our 5th day and our 5th guest, and we are so very happy to have Mr. Page, Kyle Page from the Goal Academy, Bradley County Schools, with us. Now, Kyle, is there anything you've got going on at your academy, something that we haven't touched on that you feel like is crucial and something that people might want to know about?
Coach Schriver, again, thank you for this opportunity. And the things that we've touched on have really developed, I think, hopefully a good base of understanding. What I would say is the continued bridge into the work setting and into the job setting is such a vital imperative for students. So many students on your traditional home campuses have found their niche, whether that's through a sport or whether that's through a club or whether that's through a social event endeavor, but they have found their niche. But there is such a large body of students that have not found their niche. And I would encourage the community and the people that have maybe had that disconnect, to their students are now out of their kids are out of the house. Their grandkids maybe even are grown in some cases, or they're now getting into careers. The need for mentorship, the need for connection, the need to have students sitting in these rooms right here with us. There is such a disconnect with those opportunities for young people, and that's really where we as a community, I feel honored and blessed to be in Bradley County and have the directors that we have that recognize that need. And I feel like we are far ahead of the game, looking around the state and being involved in conversations that we are really trying to make an emphasis in this area and really be a trend-setting community, not only for our state but for our nation. There's a lot of eyes on this area right now, and I don't say that lightly. But that giving back and that need to show students really what made this community. I'm not sitting here without people and forefathers like yourself and the advanced manufacturing that came to this place. Sitting down and talking to Miss Marquita Smith, whose husband, was the plant manager over, and her father brought that to, that company to this community. And sitting down with the political figures who all have very good hearts that I have personally sat with, people have disconnects when they don't sit down and see people eye to eye. And in the age of technology and Facebook and Twitter and the social handles, you don't get to have those eye-to-eye sit-downs anymore.
Right.
But that's really something that we have tried to emphasize at Goal Academy as we begin to develop partnerships, is leave that phone down for a little bit and let's sit and have a conversation.
Oh, I love your talk there. That's the way I feel. I think the iPhone and all these technology things have taken away from family.
Yep.
The worst thing I hate to see is go into a restaurant and see a family of 4 sitting there, and they've all got their own cell phone, their heads are down, they're doing that, they're not even conversing. It just drives me up the wall. That's why I don't take my phone into a restaurant. But again, I tell you what, I'm sitting here listening to you and thinking about this, and I'm thinking, what would be better than to have you, some point in time after Christmas, bring a couple of your students in here that are, can speak and answer some questions about what the Goal Academy has meant to them.
That would be an awesome opportunity. I'd love that.
Okay, we will work on that. I think that would be a really, we talk to the big heads, but sometimes we forget about the ones that it's really, affecting, and
right.
to get their opinion their honest opinion, and I'm sure that I would think that they would be honest because, but that's something that we will definitely look at. And after I get through, I'm trying, as I've told Tommy, I'm trying to get all of the principals and all. We got a lot in our educational system. So, but I'd like to give everyone an opportunity to come in and talk about their school and give an opportunity of the principals at least, and get them all out there. And but at some point in time down the road, I'd really like to get you to bring a couple students back, and we'll pick their brain a little.
That sounds great. And anytime we're given that opportunity, the Morning Rotary, we had a group of students just present our JA program to the Morning Rotary, and did a fabulous job. I heard great feedback. So we really have some students.
I'm sure Mr. Cry had nothing to do with that.
Well, actually, that was our JA program.
Oh.
But if Mr. Cry did, then we definitely want to give him props for that support.
I'm just figuring. I think he's a member of that group, isn't he?
I think he is.
Yeah, I tell you what. But anyway, well, Kyle, I'll tell you what. This has been enlightening. It has been great. Were you enlightened, Mr. Cassidy?
I was.
He just woke up. I just want to tell you, he just woke up.
He just
realized it. I asked him a question. So, no, we appreciate you. And I am truly. Ladies and gentlemen, I just met this young man this morning. Well, I didn't. I met him once before, but this is the first time I've had an opportunity to talk with him. And I'm thoroughly impressed and very excited about what you're got down the road. And I'm really, really looking forward to getting more involved in this career program that you got going at American Uniform. What a great opportunity. And the potential there, I think, is outstanding. And definitely it's something that our community definitely needs. And all right, folks, what a great morning this has been. Mr. Kyle Page, and such an easy name to say, too, right? He's right there on the first page every day. So anyway, folks, we're running down to the end here. I'm going to end today with my old classic here. I'm going to bring it back. I was going to go with the theme of the Christmas songs this last few weeks, but again, we're going to go back and pick up on Mr. Greenwood, if I can find him. He's in here somewhere, and God bless the USA. So I hope you enjoy the closure today. Remember, tomorrow we got Mr. Acciona from Walker Valley. On Thursday, we got Todd Shoemaker from Bradley County High School. And then you want to be around definitely on Friday for Dr. Cash coming in. And so far, I can't see a whole lot she's got to speak ugly of, especially with this young man. So, but now the other two, especially Shoemaker, he may open up the door a little bit more there. But anyway, so I hope you all enjoy this old standby here as we get there, if I can find it. Enjoy. Have a great day. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you, Mr. Page, Mr. Cassida. Everyone have a great day.
If tomorrow all the things were gone, I'd worked for all my life, and I had to start again with just my children and my wife. Thank my lucky stars to be living here today, 'cause the flag still stands for freedom, and they can't take that away. And I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the men who died, who gave that right to me. And I gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today, 'cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA. From the lakes of Minnesota to the hills of Tennessee, across the plains of Texas, from sea to shining sea, from Detroit down to Houston, and New York to LA. Well, there's pride in every American heart, and it's time we stand and say that I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the men who died, who gave that right to me. And I gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today. 'Cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA. And I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the men who died, who gave that right to me. And I gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today. 'Cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA.
Looking out across the field, watching his green corn grow. There's nothing more I'm waiting for than to see this road unwind. When the city lights are lining the miles I've left behind. When I'm knee-deep in bluegrass, and I'll be satisfied. I don't care if it's bottomland or Rocky Mountainside. Any part of old Kentucky's home, sweet home to be. Knee-deep in bluegrass is where I'm gonna be. Cincinnati's gonna hear my Ford as we go roaring through. But the only thing they'll see of us is just a cloud of blue. These wheels ain't gonna make us stop in no other town until I know my feet will touch that good Kentucky ground. When I'm knee deep in bluegrass, and I'll be satisfied.